To load a background, click Load Background. In the menu, select Columns View, and then browse to the Samples folder inside True Embroidery. In the Studio Pics2 folder are PDF files, and inside the PDF files, the Climate folder has Climate 5, a snowflake. Click Open, and the snowflake background will load into the hoop, filling it from side to side. The background could be slightly smaller for this particular design, so select Move Background, and the background becomes selected with corner handles. Grab a corner handle and you can drag it larger or smaller to resize the image. Once you've resized the image, you can put your cursor inside the background image and click and drag to change its position. When you're done working with the background image, simply Control-click or right-click and select Finish Move Background. If the control panel is not open, select Control Panel in the top toolbar, and within the control panel, ensure the Create tab is selected. To add a color change in the command tools, click Color Change, and the thread color window will open. To quickly and easily select a thread color range, use the Colors, a Mac feature, and within the colors, select a range of gray, and when you find a gray thread that you like, select it and click OK to choose that thread color. When Colors is through, either close or move it aside. In the control panel, the fill area, pattern fill is selected. We'll leave it a pattern fill to start and no border line. We'd like to create our star with an empty hole in the center, no stitches. So use the Quick Stitch Fill plus Auto Hole tool. Click to select it. Click in the white area of the star, and color tolerance will appear and show you a crosshatch in all the areas that will receive stitches. Click OK to color tolerance, and your stitches are formed, filling just the white area of the graphic and no border area. To make edits or changes, Control-click or right-click and choose Finish Quick Stitch Fill plus Auto Hole. If the film strip is not open, open it in the panels. Then click on the film strip to select it, and if necessary, click on the pattern fill so it's selected with a color highlight. Control-click or right-click over the selected crosshatch fill, and in the pop-up menu, select Properties. Change this snowflake to freestanding lace. In the fill type, select Pattern Fill and change it to the specialty crosshatch fill that creates freestanding lace. Add a border to finish off the lace. In line type, select No Border Line and change to Satin Line. Adjust the properties of your lace. Select Fill, and then change the crosshatch fill style to a diamond. Adjust the angle of the diamond until it pleases the eye. Spacing is how far apart the lines of stitches will be. 2 millimeters is a very tight spacing. And for the stitch type, choose Double with Zigzag Return, which will stitch out with a line and back with a very fine zigzag to create the plumpness and strength of freestanding lace. Length at 1.2 millimeters, zigzag width at 0.6 millimeters, and then adjust the properties for line. We'll leave all the settings as they are except for the width of the satin line, and we'll make that 2.5 millimeters. And one more change in the applique properties. Turn it into an applique that will allow you to stitch a marker line on your fabric, trim the fabric away, and stitch the freestanding lace areas over a wash-away stabilizer to create open work freestanding lace inserts. Select OK, and your design will be instantly updated. No addition of jump stitches or trim commands are necessary, as those will be created when you export the design. Notice also in the film strip it's showing us Crosshatch Fill now as an applique. Let's make a few more changes to our design. To add stitches to the center, click Quick Stitch Fill, click inside the center ring, and say OK to color tolerance. Right-click or Control-click to open the pop-up menu and choose Finish Quick Stitch Fill. To finish this off, in the Edit menu, select Insert. It's possible to insert designs called EDO files. You can also insert lettering or single motif stitches. In Motif, leave the group at Universal and the category at General Motifs 1. Use gestures to scroll through the different motifs and select motif number 10. Leave the lock closed so that if you change width or height it will stay proportional, and set the width at 20 millimeters, then select OK. A small motif will appear. We need to move it and position it over our pattern fill. So click on the small motif in the film strip so that you see the select with the red highlight. In Control Panel, choose the Edit tab and choose Box Select. Click and drag to move your motif stitch within that area and even rotate if you wish. Once you're through moving it, change the stitching position. The pattern fill, the round pattern fill, right now stitches after the Crosshatch Fill applique, and you can see that this satin stitch lays underneath this round center area. Click on the pattern fill to select it, click and drag to move it upward in the film strip, and it will now stitch so that the satin border of the Crosshatch Fill applique will finish off the edge of the area. We would like this pattern fill to extend slightly underneath the satin stitches, so select it in the film strip, right-click or Control-click, and choose Properties. Inside Properties, increase the compensation to 5 to slightly increase the size of the fill area to ensure that it lays all the way underneath the satin ring that will stitch on top of it. Select OK to close Pattern Fill Properties. In the Control Panel, select Edit. In the Edit tab, select Edit Points. If necessary, zoom in to see the center ring. And note that some of the small points that make up the center ring are round, some are square, and that in some places the line is not perfectly formed. Round points make curved lines, square points make straight or square corners. To change a square point, click and release, moving as you do so to adjust its placement, and it turns to a round. A round point can be made square by holding Shift and click as well. And you can fine-tune and make perfect shaping for all the outlines of the areas of your embroidery. When your design is complete and you're ready to stitch, select File, and Save allows you to save an EDO file which contains all the design information so that you could reopen it later to make changes, make it larger, make it smaller, change the textures. Once you've saved your EDO file, use File and Export Embroidery. Here, you can optimize the design and flatten it for embroidery, and save it as one of many different formats for your personal embroidery machine. Remember, you never need to add tie stitches. Those are automatically added when you export your designs. How easy can creating embroidery be?